How you doing? My name is Donald Smalls-Bey, 37, from Brooklyn, New York, New Jersey transplant. Disclaimer, I don't do this. I don't get in front of a camera willingly and start speaking. Um, Actually, this athlete search has forced me to do that more on my social media, on my Instagram, my stories, things of that nature. And it's gotten me to the point where I'm more comfortable speaking to nobody and everybody at the same time, which is kind of what this is. I remember when I first wanted to do this video, I hopped on one of Big Ty's lives and I asked him a question. I'm like, listen, man, I'm bare bones. I don't have the fancy computer with the editing software and the music and the flash in the background. I've seen other people's submissions and I'm a little intimidated. I almost kind of don't want to do it. And he's like, listen, if this is in you to do it. Get it done. Even you said you bare bones, then be bare bones. Show them what you are, and let everything fall where it is. I'm paraphrasing. He didn't exactly say that, but that's what I got from it. So here I am. Bare bones. This is me, and that's something else that working along First Phorm has shown me. I've seen so many people of so many different backgrounds, and they're all driven to this one thing that unites them all. And the PH and family is it's crazy because in another organization I belong to, we use the PH and we call each other fam. And we actually have a motto in that organization, and we say we take good men, we make good men better. And I think that is something that it's a line that follows through when I look at First Phorm, because you take good people and you do your best to make them better. I know I'm speaking from experience, being able to help people in the manner that I've been able to help them now through achieving their fitness goals and things of that nature, and in turn achieving my fitness goals. It's been a blast so far, to say the least. I've always wanted to help people, and I've been doing it for as far back as I can remember. I started working at a camp for the physically disabled when I was 20. I ended up there by happenstance. I was in college and working part-time, and things kind of happened, and I wound up owing my school money during final season, and it was nuts. So my fraternity brother was actually working at the camp, and he was like, listen, man, get out of New York for a while, come out to New Jersey, work at this camp. And I was like, I'm not about to wipe anybody's ass for a living. Like, I'm really not. That's not me. But I gave it a shot, and when I say it changed my life, it forced me to see the real value behind helping somebody else, and helping them, not to say I help people for selfish reasons, but really and genuinely at the crux of it, completely altruistic, like not expecting anything in return, not wanting anything in return, not even expecting a thank you. Just you get in there and that you're helping a person, and that's thanks enough for you. And I transitioned from a cabin counselor to an athletic specialist, where I adapted sports. We did hockey, we did football, we did weight training. I did an adapted Ironman competition with these guys. And when I tell you the way that their faces lit up to get on a bench press for the first time, or do a push-up for the first time, or a sit-up, or transition from their bed to their wheelchair with strength that they never had before, it was those things that man, when I tell you, it got me it got me fired up. I was ready to rock, and I stayed there for about four or 5 years until I had my first son. And it was a heartbreaking thing to have to leave, but I needed to transition to a more stable career. I was building a family, and I had to do that. So I started working in a healthcare facility as a community counselor. I helped people that were newly diagnosed with HIV and AIDS, helped them get access to healthcare and things of that nature. And again, a different way of helping, but any way that I was able to help my community, be it in New York, be it in New Jersey, I wanted to have my hand in it. And I've been doing it for a long time in various ways. I wound up working for juvenile detention. law enforcement for a while, and I wanted to help the juveniles. Some you can, some you can't. Anybody on here is in law enforcement or former law enforcement or know somebody in law enforcement, you know how hectic that grind is day in and day out. I worked 16-hour shifts 5 days a week. It was crazy, but I was able to help some, and when I left, I was able to say that I did my best when I transitioned into my next career. And, went back into the not-for-profit sector for a little while. Went back to helping adults with developmental and physical disabilities, because again, that was just kind of that original passion of mine, and I went back to it. Had to transition from there, and I ended up working at the post office. I thought I had it, all right, this is it. I've got 3 kids that are getting older. Financially, although I loved what I did, I needed to do something else, that would bring in, the income, because let's face it, it is what it is. Sometimes we have to put certain things on hold in order to do what we need to do to support our families. So that's what I did. I jumped headfirst into the post office. This is after selling life insurance and, anything else you can think of, working at UPS, and I did it all. I did it all. So I'm at the post office, got my eye on the prize, got this career going, and I get the rug yanked from under me. The day before COVID shut everything down in the state, I am released from my contract. So, what do? Do you panic? Do you freak out? Do you fall into a depression? What do you do? So I got up the next day at 6:30 in the morning, like I normally do, to prepare for work, and I exercised. I worked out. I got on the computer, and I applied for any and every job that I could from home, obviously, because the state is now shut down. I did that for 2 weeks straight. Got up at 6:30 every morning, and I exercised. I got my mind right, looked for a job. I played with my kids, wash, rinse, repeat. Did that for 2 weeks. Getting up like I do every morning was part of that routine, and it kept me focused. I was able to focus myself in through my exercise. And I was like, screw it, let me videotape it. I started videotaping it. Started putting that out there. People started seeing it, and they were like, wow, is this what you do now? It's like, well, shit, I think it is. It is kind of what I do now. And again, it was one of those things where getting up and exercising every morning helped me more than a physical. It was a mental thing for me. It was an emotional thing for me. It kept me grounded. It got me focused to tackle the day instead of falling into sleeping late, getting up with no drive, not wanting to do anything. I had to keep that focus. And that's what I did. I get online from taking a break from applying for 1,000,001 jobs, and first Phorm pops up. And they're looking for an athlete and brand ambassadors. And I'm like, what on earth is this? It looks cool, but what is it? I was previously using other supplements, and I liked where I was. I liked the company, good products, not to knock them. But I was like, okay, what is this? So I spoke to my wife about it, and she's like, well, how are you going to do an athlete search for a company you know nothing about? Yeah, you're right. So let me do some research. And I did the research, and I saw what Andy was doing, how he started with the supplement superstore, and how him and his partner grew his business and their businesses. And I don't know, he's like my spirit animal almost, just seeing that determination and that passion and that grind and that drive, and how he was able to pull that into this movement that it is, it's not just a company. From what I see, it's a whole movement that people have gotten behind, and I see why, and At the time, I hadn't used a product yet. No post-workout stack, no full mega, no nothing. No microfactor, nothing. I just saw it online. But it was the passion behind the company. It was everything that got me to saying, this is something I want to be a part of. So okay, let me start getting the products. I started testing the products out, and it's great, you know. So I'm like, all right, this is it. It's a good movement. It's an awesome mission. Phenomenal people. The product is awesome. Yo, this is me. Like, this is me. This is where I was meant to be. I don't care in what capacity I'm supposed to be here, and I haven't looked back, you know. And this video submission, if you will, is supposed to say, you know, why I believe I am First Phorm. I mean, there's no other way to say it than I am. That's it. Point blank, period. You know, First Phorm is me. I am First Phorm. And it's not to say I am First Phorm, the company. It is, I am what the mission of First Phorm embodies. I am what we all get up and strive to be every day. I am the hard worker. I am, you know, the mission seeker. I'm the motherfucker that wants to get shit done by any means necessary. And I want to share that with other people. That's it. No more, no less. You know, I wish I had some prettier words to say it, and you know, some flashy stuff to do behind me. But I mean, this is it. What you see is what you get. You know, I work hard. You know, I love hard. I want to see people win. That's it. You know, I want to see people win, and I get up every day with that mission in mind. You know, helping in the smallest task to the largest task. If I can give you the shirt off my back, I will. You know, if I need to tell you messing up and you need to get your shit straight, I'm that dude too. Like, that's just, you know, I'm a father, I'm a friend, I'm a husband, I'm Fort Knox. I keep the secrets. Like, it just, I do it all, you know. And this is not me boasting. This is not me saying I'm the shit. This is just me saying I'm just about as real as it gets, you know, with just wanting to genuinely and actually help others. You know, I think helping others helps me because it's one of those battery recharges for me. You know, we all get those bad days where we don't want to get up out of bed and we don't really want to do anything, and you know, shit is just falling down around us. If I had the time to tell you the stories of, you know, the house burning down and being relocated and possibly living in a shelter and staying on my brother's couch and all kinds of stuff like that, and you know, losing my pops due to his illnesses, and you know, man, listen, stories for days. And maybe one day, as I get to know you all, you'll get to know those stories and you'll get to know a little bit more about me. But for right now, this is it. I'm cutting it short. Thank you for your time. Hope to hear from you guys in one way or another. You know, I've reached out to some of you guys on Instagram. I am Locked and Loaded 82 at Instagram. I'll put it in the description of the video. And that's it. Thank you for your time. See you later.